There is a general belief that beauty vanishes with age. It's true that with age, our facial proportions change and the youthful look is harder to achieve. The aging process can be summarized with the 5 Ds, which are dehydration of the skin, deterioration of the extracellular matrix quality, deflation at all levels, skin thickness, fat loss, muscle atrophy, and bone absorption, drooping of facial tissues, and disproportion, which is the consequence of the first 4 Ds, leading the face from a shape known as the triangle of youth to the opposite triangle of age. This face aging process is linked to 4 essential factors: the loss of skin elasticity, tone, and radiance through dehydration of the tissues and cellular atrophy, the repetitive contractions of facial skin muscles which engrave the skin with tension lines that result over time in wrinkles, the sagging of the facial fatty mass, degradation of the bone structure. The aging effects of the first 3 factors can be easily limited or corrected thanks to the injection of resorbable fillers. Let's have a look in more detail at each of these factors, stages, and solutions. The loss of elasticity is directly linked to the degradation of the hyaluronic acid, HA, in the dermis. Hyaluronic acid is an essential, naturally occurring component of the skin, especially known for its hydration power. It has a remarkable ability to bind up to 1,000 times its weight in water. Water represents around 70% of the total body weight skin tissues and 60% of the extracellular matrix weight. The daily loss for a human body is between 800 and 1,000 milliliters. While aging, this daily loss is even more important with the HA degradation. This is why during this first stage of the aging process, it is so important to compensate for this degradation by injecting exogenous hyaluronic acid, either non-cross-linked or moderately cross-linked, to keep the skin tissues hydrated. The second factor is the repetitive accordion-like contractions of facial skin muscles. These induce wrinkles, appearing as a consequence of skin structure rupture. The solution is to first mechanically support the dermis and correct the wrinkles with cross-linked, wrinkle-resistant hyaluronic acid. The third factor is the sagging of the facial fatty mass, known to be organized on 3 levels: the superficial one, the medium one, the deep one. The sagging of these fat pads has a double origin: biological and mechanical. The fatty mass itself, under the dermis, becomes thinner and starts to migrate from the upper part of the face down to the inferior part of the midface. With time, this fatty mass sagging accentuates the depth of the nasolabial folds and the marionette lines, and severely modifies the harmony of facial contours and reliefs, creating depressions and undulations. At this level, the treatment requires not only the filling of deep folds, but also a global correction of disharmony of the facial volumes, taking into consideration the way the fatty mass is organized.